And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is, it's finally here, the FIFA World Cup 2014, broadcasting live from the enchanted hills of Baltimore, Maryland. I, Skip Sanders, is here with you tonight, and Josh the Mulligan Muller, our American expert on what he calls soccer.
Yes, sir.
But we obviously in the East call football. Well, Josh, let's get things started right away. Any initial takeaways from this year's World Cup that is yet to happen but will as of 3 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow?
Well, it's exciting to have the World Cup back in Brazil. First time since 1950.
Has it been that long?
It has been.
Indeed. Well, and I must say, quick shout out to my friend Elisa Pai Suzo, and one of my Brazilian friends, and she's out there now. I promised her I would be in Brazil watching, but I had to do a podcast here for you guys. So fans, this one's for you. But Elisa, you're in my heart, girl. All right. Any themes of this year's World Cup?
Well, I would say a big one would be the travel and the weather. Lots of hot and steamy places to play in Brazil. It's a big
Hot
country.
and steamy, you say?
Yes, sir.
Moving on. Well, indeed, and I don't know, and we'll get into that, is which that will affect and which teams it will actually create an advantage on the turf, on the
pitch.
Thank you, my American friend. And so, also, I just wanted to say that we're going to be giving you bracket by bracket breakdown. I am the bracketologist here with my assistant. And before we do, we're going to both go into the groups. And I also want to say one more little thing, that my favorite part of, very important to the World Cup this year, is the mascot of the World Cup. Are you aware, Josh?
Yes, I believe it's armadillo.
That is right, the armadillo. And you can't be more excited for this little fella. He's a four-legged creature down from Brazil, and I'm afraid he gives leprosy to some, but we'll just take it as it is. Starting off with Group A, Josh, what are your thoughts?
Decent draw for the home team, Brazil. Should move on, no problems. And then
Indeed.
I think it's between Croatia and Mexico, trying to get that second spot out of the group.
Yes. I have Brazil, I have Croatia. Mexico's on a down year, Josh. Their main star got injured in the qualifier, or actually in a scrimmage, and I think they're done. They weren't even looking good before that.
Yeah, I have them coming out of the group, not going very far with that, but it is a little bit of a role reversal from the Olympics. Mexico beat Brazil.
They did win it all. However, you have different players there, certainly, speaking of. But yes, so Group B. Well, Cameroon, I just want to say, not enough firepower. And, it's there for the taking, but Croatia is a solid, and you like Mexico. So, Group B now. Spain, Netherlands, Chile, and Australia.
Tough group for Australia.
Shout out to my friends hanging out in the Outback this year.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Netherlands, they beat Brazil last World Cup, but are they the same team?
I don't think so. And Netherlands, they can play really well, or they can have their problems. They're not the most cohesive group.
Yes.
So.
And yes, they have the talent there, and I agree with you. The adhesiveness is going to be problematic. There's been some dissensions on the team, bad chemistry, sour grapes. Anyway, Chile. I have big thoughts on them, Josh. But here's the thing. Vital. Report from June 10th. That's yesterday. Vital is injured.
That's a big deal.
You like him a lot.
I love him.
And I think the team revolves around him. But their coach and the attacking style of Chile will advance them for the second seed. And we both have, obviously, Spain is the first.
Champions, yep.
But do you have Netherlands?
No, I got going Chile.
Okay. Group C, Colombia, Greece, Ivory Coast, and Japan. Josh, tell me good news about Colombia.
I would love to tell you good news about Colombia, but they've got some injury problems.
Indeed.
They are a very good team, but it's going to be a struggle for them. I think they'll make it out of the group no problem, but
okay.
But they could, it's going to be tough for them to move any farther in the tournament.
We might have some differences ahead, but Ivory Coast is my second team from the group advancing, and that is an upset against Greece, but a lot of people like Ivory Coast.
Yeah, I got to say I'm picking them as well to come second out of the group.
Didier Drogba, the Touré brothers, this is their year. If it's not this year, it's never.
Do got to give a shout out to Giorgio Samras, player for Celtic. One of my favorite teams. Sorry, but Greece is not going to make it out this year.
Yeah, that's right. Group D, Uruguay, Costa Rica, England, and Italy. Is this the group of death?
It could be. There are some stacked groups in this tournament, and this is one of them. See if England can redeem themselves from perennially underachieving. So
pitiful last World Cup when that goalkeeper let the ball through. I thought the gamblers had gotten to his head. I sensed something foul. Now, Uruguay, you like Suarez. Can you give me good news on his health?
They're working him back in. He did have knee surgery recently, so we'll see how fit he is. And I think they can, even if he rests the first game, that they still won't have a problem getting out of the group. They got
indeed
plenty of talent. Hopefully, Forlan still have some juice left in the legs.
Indeed. Now with Italy, interesting. They're a perennial powerhouse, but do you have them? I mean, Pirlo, the great bearded one. They just have so many stars, but some people there's whispers they're not the same team.
Yeah, that might be true. It's still fun to watch Mario Balotelli do his thing, and Buffon is still one of the best goalies in the world. I think they make it out.
Okay, we both agree then. Uruguay, Italy coming out of Group D. And we're going to keep things rolling, speeding it up. Group E, Switzerland, Ecuador, France, Honduras. My initial thoughts here, France, no Ribéry, no problem. Is that right?
I think so. I have them winning this group.
Is that right? And I know Switzerland is overrated. They're ranked 6th in FIFA's rankings. France 17th, but you smell something foul.
I think last time around France kind of collapsed, and I think this year they got some younger players. They're a different team. I think they can excel, and they got a decent group. Switzerland is definitely not really what you think of when you think of a top 10 team. So I think France can take it.
And really here, is Ecuador any threat?
I think they can be. They're definitely used to being able to play in South America. They're definitely a lot better at home where they have the altitude advantage. So that'll be a little bit of a kind of a disadvantage for them not playing quite as high places. But they still definitely can make some noise.
So who is your second team if France is your first?
I think Switzerland to make it out.
Okay. So we have the same Switzerland, France, but reversed. That I would call an upset, though. Group F, Argentina, make some noise. Bosnia, Iran, and Nigeria. is it? I mean, I see a big distance between Bosnia and Herzegovina. You might have to correct me on the pronunciation, but does Iran or Nigeria even pose a threat, my lad?
I mean, there's always a puncher's chance. In soccer, it's hard to score goals. You never know what can happen. Nigeria definitely, they won the African Cup of Nations this year, or the recent one, and so they definitely can win. I do have Argentina and Bosnia and Herzegovina coming out of the group. I just don't think that Iran or Nigeria can win enough games.
Indeed. You know I'm low on Nigeria this year. They're too defensive. They're too slow. They're kind of like Greece. They're not fun to watch even. But the Dragons of Bosnia, I'm telling you, Josh, watch out, my lad. They have Zeko, the star forward, if I'm pronouncing his name right. And I'm high on them. Watch out. But if you have them advancing as the second seed, they'll be playing Switzerland and then Germany. It'll get interesting. Group G, the second group of death, America's group. Here we are, the big decision. Does US advance?
I believe that we can win. I believe that we will win.
Win enough to advance out of group death?
Yeah, I believe so. I might be thinking with my heart a little bit here, but
indeed,
I got them
they're out. It is a shame when you have Portugal, Ronaldo, the face of football, Germany with about 6 top 10 players in the world, and the US. Here's my one thing about the US. They play a lot of sit back and counter attack. Will that give them enough goals?
I think it can. They've been working on their fast little short bursts, and they definitely have the athletes. And if they can score some goals in set pieces like they always do, and it was a good sign to see Josie Altidore scoring 2 goals against Nigeria.
He broke the drought.
Yeah, if he can be strong possession forward and allow Bradley and Dempsey to work around him and have a little magic, they can score.
And I agree with you totally. Josie Altidore, I mean, talk about upside, talk about potential, talk about you can't guard him one-on-one, but in essence, he just gets lost in some games. And there's a guy on your team you like, I forget his name, but it's a name similar to yours, Germany's team, I mean.
My cousin Thomas Muller.
Yes, a big shout out to Thomas. How you doing, buddy? Wish you big time luck, but not against America. Come on. And last and finally, Group H. H-E double hockey stick, that is. We have Belgium, Algeria, Russia, don't sleep on them, and South Korea, my lad. Here's the thing. I have to go Belgium. They are big time. They are serious. This isn't a fantasy. This is Belgium, Lukaku, and I'm talking about world-class premier players. The hipster pick here.
Yep.
And who's your second pick, though?
I actually have Russia winning this group. That's my other big upset. Belgium's still coming out second, but
indeed, that is a big upset, Josh.
Yeah. Russia is a good team. They play well together.
Yes, and I'm going to say this a lot in this podcast, but do they where are the goals going to come from? I know they have a solid squad. I'm not saying that. But do they have the goals? Where are they going to come from? Where's the firepower?
That's the question.
But they are a team, indeed. And Algeria, I don't think they're as strong as their ranking. I think Russia is strong. I have them as the 2. Obviously, I'm high on Belgium. And we shall see. But now the fun begins, Josh. Before we go any further, is there any surprises, maybe who you won't have advancing in your bracket that you'll tell me, but any surprise teams to look out for?
I gotta say, watch out for the United States once it gets to the knockout stages.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then in Uruguay too, I think they can go far in this tournament.
Indeed.
If Suarez is healthy.
If Suarez is 100%, that train will go. Trust me. And a sleeper team I had was Chile. I mentioned them before, but also you want to watch out for Switzerland. I know that they have an overrated ranking. I think they could be dangerous. I think another team I might not have had advancing that could have gone far was actually Russia, so I'm in agreement with you there. And Belgium, obviously, I've talked about them. So let's get into it. Top left of our bracket for those viewing along with us at home. Brazil, I have Chile.
Yep.
And that's going to be a win for Brazil on the home
I think
pitch.
so.
And then down, Colombia and Italy I have.
This is going to be a tough game for Colombia. Italy's a good team. I think this is the end of the road for Colombia.
And this is where we differ, Josh. I have Colombia. That'll be a great match, though. Switzerland and Bosnia.
Yeah, I got France against Bosnia.
Right.
So I had France advancing over Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Okay. So France into the Elite Eight for you. Switzerland for me, defeating Bosnia, but I think that'll be close. I think it could go either way. And not many people see Bosnia. Germany and Russia, you have...
Germany and Belgium. Two close teams, but I think Germany's experience and just amazing depth will get them through that game.
Germany all the way for me. I'm not revealing my picks yet, but I'm saying they could go all the way, and they definitely advance for me against Russia. Top right of our brackets, Spain and Croatia. Hard match first round in the knockout stage for Croatia.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's tough for anyone coming in second out of Group A to play Spain, or really any team that wins Group B. It's going to be a tough matchup in the first knockout round.
Yes.
But I got, Spain, defending champs.
All I need to say is Iniesta. But their whole team is just all-stars all around.
Yep.
And here's the interesting one for me and you. Uruguay, Ivory Coast. Who do you have?
Sticking with Suarez in Uruguay.
Josh, you know I'm going to differ with you here. Ivory Coast. They're going to coast through. That will be a great match that we will want to catch, though, if that were to happen. And then the winner there having to put up with Spain. Going down, though, Argentina, and you have...
Switzerland.
But I have France. Argentina advancing?
Definitely.
Definitely. Me as well. And then bottom right, Belgium and the U.S.
I have the U.S. advancing against
Russia. Against Russia, that would be a great match.
So I think the United States has a quarterfinal run in them.
Now, this is an interesting pick here because you had Russia as the first in Group H, which does make a little more favorable. And that's that. If that happened, I think the streets of Baltimore would be celebrating if Russia could do that. And then U.S. get a better draw and get into the Elite Eight. And I have their Belgium advancing over the U.S., ending their terrific run. But now the Elite Eight, I have Brazil and Colombia playing to get into the Final Four. And for my upset special, Colombia defeating Brazil. Brazil, the glamour, the glitz, the fame, the home field actually works against them, and they lose sight because Neymar, I remind you, is only 22, and he's not ready for this big of a stage. I know he's played in front of many, but I think Colombia has the pieces. Even without their main striker, he could be injured, Falcao, but they have another striker who could start on any other team. So there's a big upset for me. Who do you have?
Going with the home team, Brazil.
Brazil in the Final Four.
Yep.
And down at the bottom, I have Switzerland and Germany, with Germany advancing. Who do you have?
France playing Germany, with Germany going to the Final Four.
And how many times have we seen France and Germany play? That will be a great match if that's what happens. And you said who?
Germany.
Germany.
They always go deep into the tournament.
Indeed.
They haven't won it recently, but they definitely always have good performance.
So we're going to summarize our Final Four once we get through this right side. Spain playing Ivory Coast. The second of my upset specials, people. Mark my words. Ivory Coast. Toure brothers. Dear Dick Drogba, come on now. So who do you have, Spain or Uruguay?
I'm staying with Uruguay.
Wow!
Final Four for Uruguay.
That is a little bit of an upset special too. Any reason why?
I think Suarez will fight for anything. It's life and death for him out there. I think that there's an advantage for Uruguay playing on South American soil.
I agree. And Suarez is a man among boys, I admit.
Yeah.
So we have, and then bottom right bracket, Argentina, Belgium. You have
against the United States.
The US of A playing Argentina. Tell me, who do you have there?
Argentina, I think, is too much firepower for the U.S. back line. That's a little inexperienced in the World Cup, and Argentina is just stacked with Messi and Higuain and Aguero.
Aguero, I like that kid. And so your Final Four is, give me all in a list.
Brazil, Germany, Uruguay, Argentina. Heavy South American.
Heavy South American, heavy typical powerhouse teams other than Uruguay. I'm going to go with Colombia, Germany, Ivory Coast, and Argentina. So now, you've heard it from us. We hope we've helped you in your brackets, but here's the final two. Just give me both at once, Josh.
I got the dream matchup of Brazil and Argentina. That King of South America.
Can you imagine the streets of Brazil? The city name is not coming to mind, but I'm just ecstatic over that final. I would not be at all surprised nor upset to see a match like that on the pitch. Unbelievable. So I have Germany as well as Argentina. Now, they're strong, they're fast. The only disadvantage I give them is they could be susceptible on that back line in the defense. But everywhere else, across the board, in depth, in height, in weight, they are magnificent team. So, we will now reveal the winners of the 2014 World Cup. Drum roll, please. Josh, who is it?
Argentina
as well. We both agree on something that is not common because I hate the Eagles. And so tell me, have we mentioned Messi?
Not a lot, but he's the number one player in the world. He struggled in the Olympics or the World Cup and didn't score last time. This is his chance to make himself a legend in Argentina, achieve Maradona status.
Yes. Josh, this man, Messi, is magnificent. He's unbelievable. His atoms separate, and then once he passes the defender, he comes back together to score the goal. I can't stress this enough to the viewers. If you don't know a Messi, you better know. And what a match that will be. This is going to be fabulous. This is going to be entertaining. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, can't wait till tomorrow.
Yes, that's right. We'll be feasting on, I believe, all-you-can-eat enchiladas with the workers. 4 p.m. We're ditching work, and we hope you'll join us. And always, and check back for us for the 2014 Bowl Pick'em. we will help you out with your bowl picks there. Any last thoughts at all?
I'm just excited. Let's get this thing started.
That's right. Go!